There is a knowing that transcends words, a whisper that echoed through your soul long before this world tried to define you. Have you heard it? That stirring deep within, a resonance, a sacred hum, a truth that doesn't shout, but sings from the silence. You were never meant to blend in. You were not created for the crowd, but for the climb, for the awakening. From the beginning, your path has been different. You've walked through storms others couldn't see, survived winters that tried to bury you, and emerged not broken, but awakened. They called you too sensitive, too intense, too much. But what they couldn't recognize was the ancient strength carried within your bones, the wisdom of lifetimes, the fire of prophets, the light of the divine. In this sacred offering, we'll journey through the signs you've always known. We'll trace the blueprint of your spiritual calling, explore the hidden truths of your transformation, and offer sacred tools to awaken others through your walk. If your spirit has ever whispered, "I was born for more," this is your confirmation. Beautiful soul, you did not stumble here. This message was waiting for you. Tap like to set an intention of remembrance. Comment, "I am chosen," or "I am awakening," to echo your truth across realms. Subscribe to Eternal Wisdom and become part of a rising collective, seers, mystics, warriors of light, answering the call in this hour of great awakening. The truth is rising. So are we. Long before you understood the words awakening or purpose, you felt it. You didn't learn the truth, you remembered it. As a child, you sensed the unseen. You absorbed the emotions of others. You cried at beauty, recoiled at deception, and felt an ache no one else could name. That ache was your calling, soft and holy. In ancient texts, we hear of the remnant, those set apart, forged in silence, destined to carry the divine torch. In Hinduism, it's the Atman, the soul beyond illusion. In Kabbalah, it's the spark within the shell. In Christianity, it's the light on a hill, hidden until the hour of revelation. Prophets were rarely celebrated in their time. They were dismissed, outcast, even crucified. But their words echoed long after the world went silent. You are cut from that same cloth, an eternal thread of sacred design. For years, you questioned your place, wondering why you felt so different. Now you see, it wasn't isolation. It was initiation. Every heartbreak was a teaching. Every delay was divine orchestration. Every time they said you couldn't was a sacred dare to rise. Let's speak truth now. They doubted you. Not because you were weak, but because you were unfamiliar. You carried a frequency their fear could not decipher. Every betrayal you faced was not a curse. It was a consecration. You were being carved, not crushed. Think of the tree, gnarled by storms but rooted in silence. Or the phoenix, disintegrated by fire, only to rise brighter. Your pain was never punishment. It was preparation. Consider Joseph, cast into the pit by his own blood, forgotten in prison, yet eventually elevated to power. Or the story of Nick Vujicic, born without limbs, now standing taller in spirit than most ever will. These are not fairy tales. They are echoes of what the divine does with broken vessels, turns them into sanctuaries. And then, the moment came. You didn't even notice at first. But something shifted. A new light entered the room, and it was coming from you. Your voice changed, your boundaries firmed. Your very presence became a mirror, reflecting back to others what they had long buried in themselves. And for many that was too much, so they distanced themselves. But it wasn't rejection, it was revelation. Their departure was a holy confirmation. You have outgrown the prison of their perception. You've reclaimed the pen of your own story. And now, you write not from fear, but from fire. This isn't about ego, it's about embodiment. What changed? You stopped asking for permission to be who you are. You stopped shrinking to fit rooms not built for your expansion. You stopped seeing struggle as failure and started seeing it as transformation. Every spiritual teaching affirms this pattern. Death of the false self precedes the birth of the sacred self. Jesus went to the desert. Buddha left the palace. Mary Magdalene wept before she witnessed resurrection. And you, yes, you, walked through your own valley of shadow. But you didn't just survive. You remembered. You remembered that your value doesn't come from their approval, but from your alignment. You remembered that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of purpose. So now, let me ask you this, sacred soul. If no one doubted you, would you have risen this high? If they had believed in you, would you have ever needed to believe in yourself so deeply? The very resistance you once resented became the friction that sparked your flame. Now you walk differently. You speak with presence. You move with intention. You no longer hustle for your worth. You walk in it. But this power is not just for you. It's for those you're called to awaken. So here is how you live the truth you've remembered. Light rituals. Each sunrise, place your hand over your heart and say, I am aligned, I am enough, I am chosen. Sacred discernment. Before saying yes to anything, ask, does this serve my expansion or feed my ego? Spiritual tithing. Pour wisdom into others. A word, a prayer, a presence. Your light is a currency. Spend it wisely. Truth anchoring. Write down your revelations, often. When darkness returns, and it will, these truths will become your anchors. Your life is no longer a chase. It is a channel through which heaven speaks, through which others heal. You were once silent. Now you speak not with noise, but with clarity that cuts through the veil. You were never lost. You were hidden. And now, the world sees what heaven always knew. Your journey is not just survival. It is a symphony of divine timing, unshakable faith, and sacred remembering. You are not here to convince them. You are here to remind yourself. And by doing so, you awaken the sleepers. So let this moment be your declaration. Type, I am light remembered. Or declare, I am the flame. Comment, I trust God, if your spirit is walking in divine alignment. And if this message called to you, don't just watch, witness. Subscribe to Eternal Wisdom, like this offering to amplify the vibration. Share your truth with our rising soul collective below. Because the truth isn't just rising, it's remembering itself through you. And now, beloved, walk in that truth you always knew.